I think this is along the lines of, you'll get back what you lost. Isn't there a saying like that? Where it's there's something like, it's like sacrifice. It's like they're showing time. They're showing like, oh fuck. They're showing, it's like when you prove to yourself you're worth it by consistently showing up for yourself and doing that hard work, it does come with sacrifices. You do sometimes lose the present moment, because if you listen to the previous one, I believe they're showing a continuation of that, where it's like when you're showing up to do that work for yourself and going back to meet yourself where you were, and then to stay there, consistently showing up for that child within and not leaving that child within until that child within does feel safe, does feel comfortable, does feel loved, seen, worthy, good, does know the correct information, the truth, clarity, honesty. When you sit there consistently and persistently in doing such, you are sacrificing your current now. And some of us need to do that depending on, it's like how deep the wound or wounds are, how far back they go, this and that. And so it's like you are telling the universe, oh, I'm worth it. That little girl inside of me is well worth it. She did not deserve to torment herself all these years and then in turn hurt others. It's like the hurt people, this idea, all of it. And so it's like you have to prove to you that you're worth it. And in doing so, you're proving it to the universe as well. And so it's the idea of miracles happen. It's the idea of you get everything back. I think that's everything they're showing here. It's like this idea. I'm still having a hard time completing the thought or the vision or the gap here. It's like they're throwing out all these catchphrases. It's like the idea of never give up on yourself or never abandon yourself. But we know all that, and that's part of doing that kind of work. But it's also, it's like still showing up even when it's hard. It's still doing that work. It's like, there's something right there. It is kind of like you prove it to yourself, and in doing so, the universe believes you. I'm sorry, it's funny to me the way they're showing it and the way it's coming out, because it's kind of like the universe is kind of like me, like how I was saying that. Like I had gotten to the point where I was like, I've experienced the other for so long that I started to believe it. And then I started to then continue to seek it out and prove myself right over and over and over again. It's like the chicken or the egg, which came first. But it was a backwards mentality of guilty until proven innocent. And that feels terrible. And yet it's also truth of what was experienced. And so then it's like trying to untangle that and stabilize that and then shift it can be challenging. And it is almost... it's comical to me almost, because it's kind of how they're showing it with the universe, where I guess it is kind of like that with the universe. So like the universe is backwards in the sense, like it's showing like the universe believes you, whatever you say. And so you continue to tell yourself that and focus there and more or less say that you're not worth it. Then the universe is like, oh, okay, there you go. And so like you have to prove it to the universe first. You have to put in the work. You have to be like, no, I am fucking worth it. I do love me. I am showing up for me. I'm not leaving me. I'm not leaving my alignment. So you have to prove it first before the universe believes you. And it's like, oh, shit, okay. Right? So it's like, that's how the universe operates, which is kind of fucked up if we look at it through this lens. I'm sorry, it is kind of comical to me looking through it this way, because it's comical because it's true, but it's a comical way to say it, to me anyway. It's because I don't think of the because that can also come across as cruel or mean or harsh or hard, and I don't associate those words with the universe. So that's why it's comical to me. That's why it's always comical to me when they show it to me that way. When they show it to me like God's a narcissist or God's difficult or God, like it's hysterical to me, because that's not the heart of it. It's more like it's more of a mirror. It's reflecting back what you're putting out, or it's like all these things that we know and understand, but sometimes when you like crack the mirror or see behind the veil or see through it that way, it's hilarious. It's not that it's incorrect, it's just seeing it that way is funny. I hopefully you can hear that, because I'm like literally holding back, cracking up. And I guess ultimately it's the same thing we're always saying. It's like you have to love you through and through. You have to get in alignment with you in any which way you can. And you have to understand what it truly means to do that, to feel that, to know that, to stand in truth, to do the hard things, to show up for yourself consistently. You have to love you. You have to do it. I was going to say because nobody outside of you is going to. That's not necessarily true, but you're not going to feel it or understand it or accept it or allow it until you do the work for yourself. And that includes the universe. It's kind of like, it is that idea of if you're going to see on the outside what's happening on the inside. And that's why it's done for you. It's just simply for you to see what's occurring. So if you don't like it, you can clean it up. If you're not happy about it, you can put in the work. If you do like it, then keep going the way you're going. It's that idea where it's like you get to choose. And it does require effort on your part, willingness on your part, decision on your part. In that if you don't like it, and I think a lot of people don't, they've just started to bury their head in the sand and say that they do or pretend that they do because they're lazy. They don't want to do the work. But if you don't like it, it does require that you make the changes, which means you have to figure out where you're lying to yourself. You have to figure out what lies you're telling yourself, what doesn't feel good. Is the truth that doesn't feel good, or it's the lie that doesn't feel good? And how can you untangle them? How can you rewire? How can you figure it out? How can, it's like, the millions of methods out there. It's like you got to start somewhere. You got to leap off somewhere into figuring it out. And sometimes it is, like you've heard me mention it, because that's what it feels like at times, especially when they have me helping me. And then in helping me, I can help others because we're all resonating. We're all in this together. It's like, even if I'm feeling something, it's likely because there's something inside of me that I've already healed. And so I recognize it, or it's something I need to heal. And so I recognize it, right? It's either all, both, none, all, and, what I was going to say is, but how I reference it sometimes, because it does feel like a big ball of yarn. It's like a knotted mess. It's like our brain. It's sticky and tricky, and there's ropes and ties and strings and knots and confusion and delusion. And it's like you have to wash it away, clear it up, clean it up. It's like unseal the ties, the lies, the binds, the bonds that were there. It's the idea of, it's like they've been showing lately that idea of like trauma bonding, right? And I think for a while they were using like alcoholism, like how alcoholics will get together to drink, like your drinking buddies. And it's just an easy example that I think a lot of people can visualize and understand, but it can be any bond you have with others. So, that it's like drinking buddies, or it could be sex buddies, or it could be drug buddies, or it could be shopping buddies. But they're buddies, and you're bonding there because you're all doing that activity to numb out from a pain. So again, those activities are not necessarily bad. You can go have a glass of wine with your friends. That's a beautiful thing. You can go shopping with your friends. That's a beautiful thing. You can go out to eat with your friends. It's a beautiful thing. But if you're doing those things and always jumping to those things, those activities, and those friends purely to avoid the pain you have, and you've made it habitual. I don't feel good, so I'm going to go do this, and I'm going to numb out what I'm feeling. I'm not going to look at what I'm feeling. I'm not going to address what I'm feeling. I'm not going to heal what I'm feeling. I'm going to go numb out. And I know this group that I've bonded with that does the same thing. So when you bond that way, you do rely on them, depend on them to always numb out that pain, to avoid dealing and addressing our own issues. And Yet when you break that cycle and you start to heal within, and you no longer numb out that feeling, you no longer automatically jump to calling those people or engaging in those activities, and you take that space within the moment and make a different choice. You choose not to go, you choose not to reach out, you choose not to do and instead you choose you. You choose to allow yourself to feel those feelings and hear the thoughts that are causing those feelings, to see if those thoughts are true. And when they're not, you can take a look at them, recognize them, analyze them, take them apart, see where they stem from, understand what's actually occurring, and start to unravel it and heal yourself. And so when you unheal or unravel those knots and you begin to heal and you heal all that stuff, it is like releasing that sealant, releasing those bonds. And so when we're doing that, we're also then feeling that pain as well, because it's like having to deal with those who don't understand why the sealant has been broken, right? Because they're not doing that internal work. And so it's that idea I think they're showing me of that, the duality of it's like cry for happiness that you're healed, as well as cry for the grief and the loss of old friendships or bonds that you don't want back. They weren't healthy. They were built on faulty foundation. Yet it doesn't mean you're not grieving them and it's not sad, right? Because it was familiar. It was comfortable. It did serve you for a time. And yet, and you can rebuild on truth if that's going to occur. But it's like that same idea where if it's, let's just use that simplicity. If you were alcoholic buddies, right? And you were always drinking to numb out those pains, and you want to keep that person in your life, and they choose to start doing their own healing work, or they recognize, look, we can still be friends, but I have zero interest in drinking. I'm not even, it's like your addiction, it like can vanish overnight in that, I have no interest in drinking. I'm not even tempted. I don't even want to go sit in the bar with you. I have zero interest, right? It's like, how can that possibly be? You were totally addicted yesterday, or, usually doesn't happen overnight. You have to put in the work. But you know what I'm saying? Like, once you've fully healed, it's like, I just have zero. It doesn't faze me. I'm not triggered by it. I'm not like shaking and craving to have that cover up, because I healed what I was covering up. So I don't need to. It's not, there's nothing there. You don't even, it's like totally healed over. There's barely a scar. And so it's like a memory of somebody else's life almost, right? It's like you don't even necessarily recall it. And it's like, it is like I have scars on my body. I'm like, I don't even fucking know what that was from. I don't even remember that happening. And so that's interesting. I wonder if that relates to previous messages where they were showing me like Alzheimer's. It's like you're trying to remember something that needs to go. That's interesting. Maybe it's like that's the idea of letting go of that control. You don't need to hang on to it anymore. You don't need to hold on to those memories anymore. They're no longer who you are. It's who you once were. So you're grieving that old identity of and you don't even need to hold on to the memory of it. You're like trying to grasp onto something that no longer exists. That's interesting. That might have been what they were trying to show in the other ones. Anyway, but that doesn't mean like, if that person is like wants to build a new relationship on truth and clarity and healing, it's like, you can only meet people where they're at, right? And if you're meeting yourself at such deep levels, then you likely want to match up, right? You're going to be a vibrational match for others who can also meet themselves at such deep levels. And so this is the idea of like, it's just not of interest to either one of you. And it's not mean, it's not bad, it's just where you're both at. If they want to do the work, they have to put in the effort, and they have to show up for themselves, and they have to go through the hell you went through. And that's the thing, a lot of people don't necessarily see or recognize when others are going through the hell, because it's such an internal battle. And it's not one that you're looking to always explain or share with everybody, because it's hard to verbalize these things. It's hard to put words around it. And it is such a long, tedious process for some of us that it's like, it's already exhausting enough, let alone to have to, it's like explain or justify yourself when you don't need to. but you love others and you want others to understand where you're coming from, because you want to recognize it has nothing to do with them and it's not to hurt them. It's to love you. It's to heal you. It's to feel better. And it is the idea of like, you're sorry that they're mishinging or misassociating or misunderstanding. And so you want to help clear it up for them. And yet that cannot be the focus, or it certainly can't be the greater focus than healing and loving yourself, because then you're continually stuck in that old loop. Then you're getting stuck and stagnant of worrying about them more than you. That means you're not loving you more than anybody else. So then you're still putting your inner child on the back burner. You're not getting to you. You're not getting to your full power, your full strength, your full capacity, which is the idea of you cannot help others if you can't help yourself first. And so it is that idea. Remember, they were showing the inchworm. I think it's kind of that idea. Maybe that's what they were saying, is like some of us have a hard time with that. And so we heal at a slower pace than we could or should, because we're spreading ourselves too thin. It's like we might take that, let's use that airplane oxygen mask theory. It's like we're taking a sip of oxygen and then we're going and helping everybody, and then we're taking a sip of oxygen and then we're going and helping everybody. It's like, no, fill up, get whole, get set, keep your oxygen mask on, heal all the way, and then help everybody. But some of us do it, we all do it in many different ways, right? Some of us can't help ourselves. And so we do both. And but that's only slowing down our own progress. But that's also telling our inner child, so it's like you have to be careful. You have to be really careful and honest with yourself, and gentle, and takes time, and Anyway, per usual, I'm not always sure how I got to where I'm ending. And I'm sure that's part of this message. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.